Okay, now variable mass system. Here, the mass of the system or body is not constant as long as the motion is observed. When the body is moving with, whenever the body is moving with certain velocity in forward direction, the mass of the body gradually changes, whether increase or decrease, whatever it may be. In such case, what is the force needed, or what is the acceleration with which it travel, and how the velocity varies with the time, how does the acceleration varies with the time, we have to discuss, everyone. Okay, so first of all, in case of variable mass system, suppose according to first one, according to Newton's second law of motion, according to Newton's second law of motion, the unbalanced force or net force acts on a body is equal to rate of change in moment of a body, no, where small p is the momentum of your body, linear momentum or simply momentum of your body. That is equal to d by dt of, we can write mass into velocity. But so far we discussed, whenever the mass of the body remains constant, in such case F is equal to, as m is constant, you write m outside, then F is equal to m into dv by dt, that is equal to ma. That means so far we discussed different concepts. Whenever the mass is constant, mass constant only, దాని మీద different forces apply చేసినప్పుడు, whatever the acceleration of the body or what is the acceleration of the system, we observe. But if the mass of the body also varies, if the mass of the system also changes, in such case velocity is variable, mass is also variable. In such case, how we can find? You see, F is equal to here, as in this case, as variable mass system is considered here, mass is variable and mass of the body also changes and velocity also changes. Both are variables. When we want to differentiate the product of two variables, you have to follow the UV method in differentiation. In UV method, first you keep m constant, you differentiate v, that means d by dt of v. Next, you keep v constant and differentiate this m, because m is variable here, dm by dt. Okay, so this is the formula. Or suppose if you want to write in vector form, f bar is equal to m into dv bar by dt plus v bar of dm by dt. This is the formula for the force acts on a body whenever their mass also varies with time. This is the, in case of variable mass system, the force acts on a body is this one. Okay, now second one. So whenever, in case of variable mass system, so first of all, because of variable mass, in case of variable mass system, whatever the thrust acts on the body in different cases, we have to discuss the concept. Okay, so here first, second one, we have to discuss the rocket propulsion. That is very, very important. Rocket propulsion. Suppose when the fuel in the rocket is burning and that fuel comes out or ejects out in the form of hot gases, the mass of the rocket gradually decreases, no? Whenever the rocket, suppose here we see, here there is a rocket, here it is the rocket. Okay, here every rocket is having an orifice or hole at its bottom, at the tail part. Through the tail part, the hot gases comes out like this with greater speeds. Hot gases comes out with greater speeds. Okay, whenever hot gases comes out, the hot gases, you see, whenever the hot gases comes out, at that time, due to high pressure, the machine or the mechanism inside the rocket pushes the hot gases outwards with greater force, that is say action. At the same time, the hot gases exert the reaction force on the rocket in forward direction. That is called the thrust acts on the rocket. That is called thrust on the rocket. Thrust. That means reaction force. Reaction force acts on the rocket due to hot gases is the thrust on the rocket. So what is the thrust on the rocket? We have to find first. What is the thrust on the rocket? We have to find. Suppose whenever the hot gases comes out from the rocket, the rate at which the hard gases comes out, these are the hard gases. The rate at which hard gases comes out, that is dm by dt. That means for every dt seconds, dm mass of the hard gases comes out. So for every dt seconds, dm mass of the rocket decreases now. dm mass kala hard gases బయటకు వస్తున్నాయి అంటే dm mass of the rocket decrease అవుతున్నట్లే కదా. So dm by dt is the rate at which mass of the hard gases ejects out, or the rate at which the mass of the rocket decreases. Both are same. Okay, that's why here dm by dt is the rate at which hard gases ejects out, rate of mass, you write rate of mass at which hard gases ejects out, or rate at which mass of rocket decreases. At this rate, whenever the mass of the hard gases comes out, at the same rate the mass of the rocket decreases. That's why dm by dt is the rate of the mass of the hard gases, rate of mass of hard gases. Okay, here already I wrote. So rate of the rate at which hard gases ejects out, already I have written. Okay, so that is the rate of mass of hard gases ejects out. Okay, so in order to eject here, suppose the relative velocity of the hard gases with respect to rocket is say vr. Vr is the relative velocity of the hard gases with respect to rocket. And by sitting in the rocket, when you observe the hard gases, then the speed with which or the velocity with which hard gases comes out with respect to rocket. That means it is the relative velocity of the hard gases with respect to rocket. Relative velocity of hard gases with respect to rocket. V relative is equal to Vr. V relative is equal to Vr, or Vr bar is equal to, it is not velocity of the rocket, it is the relative velocity. Okay, you write relative velocity like this only. Keep V relative is equal to velocity of the hard gases with respect to rocket now. That is equal to velocity of the hard gases minus velocity of the rocket. Velocity of the rocket is say V. V is the velocity of rocket. Vz, velocity of hard gases with respect to earth. Velocity of hard gases with respect to earth. Here velocity of rocket with respect to earth. Okay, now so at the instant at any instant, suppose the velocity of the rocket is say v. V is the velocity of the rocket. No, at any instant the velocity of the rocket is say v. Now you apply the law of conservation of linear momentum, because whenever the rocket moving in upward direction, the weight, because of weight, there is no change in the velocity of the rocket or velocity of the hard gases. That can be ignored, because the force due to hard gases acts on the rocket is very, very large compared with weight of the hard gases. Hard gas యొక్క weight తో కంపేర్ చేసినప్పుడు force exerted by hard gases on the rocket is very large. That's why weight of the hard gases or rocket can be ignored, or weight of the hard gases can be ignored when compared with the force exerted by hard gases on the rocket. Okay, at any instant, suppose initially, you see, suppose this is the rocket. At any time t, the mass of the rocket is say m. Mass of the rocket means mass of the rocket means it is the mass of the rocket plus fuel, total mass. So it is the mass of rocket means mass of rocket plus mass of fuel at any time t. Mass of the rocket mr plus mass of the fuel mf. That is the mass of the rocket at any time t. At the time t, suppose the velocity of the rocket is say v. At the time t, the velocity of the rocket is say v. Okay. Now, after some more time, that means after dt seconds more. After dt seconds more means some mass of the gas ejects out. dm mass of the gas ejects out. So remaining mass is equal to m minus dm now. Whenever the mass of the rocket ejects out is dm, then remaining mass of the rocket after dt seconds more means the instant of time is t plus dt. At this instant of time, as some more mass ejects out, then the mass of the rocket becomes this one. Whenever mass of the rocket becomes decreased, the force exerted by hard gases, even the mass of the rocket decreases, the velocity of the hard gases with respect to rocket Vr does not change, that remains fixed. That's why it acquires some velocity. The velocity of these hard gases in this direction becomes say v plus dv. Now you apply the law of conservation of linear momentum. According to law of conservation of linear momentum, because the force exerted by hard gases on the rocket is the internal force. Internal force does not alter the motion of the rocket or momentum of the rocket. That's why according to law of conservation of linear momentum, on rockets, for rocket, okay, before at any instant of time t, at that time the momentum of the rocket is equal to m into v. Now momentum of the rocket is m into v, because mass of the rocket is rocket with fuel, that is m, and velocity of the rocket is v at that instant of time t. This is equal to, after some time, the mass of the rocket becomes m minus dm, and in a small interval of time dt, suppose dm mass of the hard gases comes out. Okay, now momentum of the rocket is m minus dm is the mass of the rocket into its velocity is v plus dv. Momentum of the rocket is m minus dm into v plus dv, then plus momentum of the hard gases, because in dt seconds dm mass of the hard gases ejects out now, so mass of the hard gases comes out in a time dt seconds into velocity of the hard gases vz. You write vz bar here, you write vz bar here also, v bar dv bar, like this you write first, because vz is in opposite direction, whereas v is in forward direction. That's why you write in general like this you write. Okay, now you substitute the data. So what about the relative velocity of the, here relative velocity of the hard gases with which the hard gases comes out is vr. Already we wrote vr or v relative. Vr we have written, vr bar is equal to, already we got that one now. So from that, what about vz? Velocity of the hard gases is equal to, how we can write here, this is a equation 1, but relative velocity of the hard gases with respect to rocket is equal to velocity of the hard gases minus velocity of the rocket. General formula, velocity of the hard gases minus velocity of the rocket. From this, vr velocity of the hard gases vz bar is equal to v relative bar plus vr bar. Okay, so here now you write the magnitude only. Velocity of the hard gases is equal to, relative velocity of the hard gases is in backward direction. That's why you write minus v relative. ఇక్కడ velocity of the hard gases మనం ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తున్నాం, దాని ఫార్ములా ఇది. ఇక్కడ దీంతో సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసేప్పుడు relative velocity of the hard gases with respect to rocket అంటే ఇటువైపుకు ఉంది. మనం కన్సిడర్ చేసిన దాంట్లో v బార్ ఇటువైపుకు ఉంది, v plus dv ఇటువైపుకు ఉంది. కానీ relative velocity of the hard gases opposite direction ఉంది కాబట్టి, while substituting the magnitude you substitute minus, plus velocity of the rocket అంటే v plus dv, అది ఈ డైరెక్షన్ ఉంది కాబట్టి you write plus only, v plus dv. That's all. It is the velocity of the hard gases. Now you substitute velocity of the hard gases vz at the place of this one, you substitute this one. This is equation 2. 2 in 1 gives 2 in 1 gives, all of you note this formula derivation, because in the books the derivations are not clear. In the books, the derivations are not clear. So all of you note down this one. In most of the books, the derivations are not clear. So you note down, all of you. Okay, therefore you substitute. 2 in 1 gives. Now you write in scalar form only. You remove the vector form. M into V. V is in this direction. That is taken as the reference direction. That's why MV is equal to M minus dV, M minus dm into V bar is in this direction, dV bar in the same direction. So V plus dV only we have to write. V plus dV plus dm into Vz. Vz means we got this one. Minus V relative plus V plus dV. Multiply them. MV is equal to M into V plus M into dV minus dm into V. That means minus V into dm minus into plus minus dm into dV plus dm into minus Vr. That means minus dm into Vr plus into plus plus V into dm plus into plus plus dm into dV minus dm dV plus dm dV can be cancelled. Okay, next inka minus VDM plus VDM can be cancelled. MV cancel. Okay, then remaining is MdV is equal to, you bring this minus dm dVr to left, then it becomes plus. So Vr into dm, you write Vr into dm. Okay, therefore dV is equal to Vr into, we can write dm by m, no? We can write dm by m. So dV is equal to Vr into dm by m. Okay, now so from this, you divide on both sides with the time interval dt, because it is the change in velocity of the rocket in a time interval dt. Because at any time t, velocity is v. At a time t plus dt, velocity is v plus dv. So what is the change in velocity in a time dt means dv, no? That's why it is the change in velocity in a time dt. You divide this entire equation with dt. On dividing entire equation with dt, you bring this m here only. M into dv by dt is equal to Vr into dm by dt. M into dv by dt means acceleration of the rocket, which is equal to Vr into dm by dt. Vr into dm by dt. Ma means that is the force acts on the rocket due to hot gases. That's why it is called thrust. Therefore, thrust on the rocket. Thrust on rocket. F thrust is equal to M into A, which is equal to Vr into dm by dt. Vr into dm by dt. Okay, here, whenever the time lapses, here this is the decrease in mass. Actually, dm means we write this is the increase in mass. But here, dm means it is the decrease in mass. We are given whenever the hot gases comes out or ejects out at the rate of dm by dt, that is the mass rate of decrease in mass of the rocket, because it is the force acts on the rocket or thrust on the rocket. In case of thrust on the rocket, dm by dt means that is the rate of decrease in mass of the rocket. That's why we have to mention with the minus sign. Therefore, thrust on the rocket is equal to minus Vr into dm by dt. Minus Vr into dm by dt, where minus dm by dt represents rate of decrease in mass of rocket. Rate of decrease in mass of rocket. While substituting the data, suppose the rate of decrease in mass of the rocket is some 10 kilogram per second. You have to write minus 10 kilogram per second. Minus minus cancel. Then Vr into 10 you will get. Then that is the thrust on the rocket. So this is very, very important formula. Thrust on the rocket is equal to this one. Suppose if you take the magnitude, when you take the magnitude directly, we can write thrust on the rocket. Shall I erase this one? Shall I erase this one? Okay, minus means, you see, it is the thrust on the rocket. We got, this is the thrust on the rocket in magnitude. Suppose you are given the mass of the rocket. This is actually the rate of mass at which the hot gases ejects out, and it is the thrust on the rocket. Suppose if you take this also belongs to rocket only. In case of rocket, it is the rate of decrease in mass of the rocket. No, whenever the hot gases ejects out at the rate of dm by dt, at the same rate the mass of the rocket decreases. No, in order to represent them, so minus dm by dt you write. Minus dm by dt already I wrote. Rate of decrease in mass of the rocket. So while substituting the data, suppose you are given dm by dt is the rate of decrease in mass, then you substitute minus that you substitute the value dm by dt is equal to minus 10 kilogram per second. Minus means plus. So thrust on the rocket is equal to plus Vr into dm by dt. That means when you consider the magnitude, thrust is equal to modulus of Vr into dm by dt. We can consider the magnitude like this. Thrust is always opposite to the direction of this relative velocity of rocket, relative velocity of the hot gases with respect to rocket. ఇక్కడ మైనస్ సైన్ ఇట్లా కూడా చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. మైనస్ సైన్ is always represents the thrust is opposite to relative velocity of the rocket, relative velocity of the hot gases with respect to rocket. Thrust is always opposite to relative velocity of the rocket, relative velocity of the hot gases with respect to rocket. We can say like that also. Okay, minus sign represents, negative sign represents thrust is opposite to Vr. That means relative velocity of the hot gases with respect to rocket. So this is the formula for thrust acts on the rocket. Okay, now what is the velocity of the rocket at any instant of time? We have to derive the formula for them. Velocity of the rocket at any instant of time. So this is the thrust acts on the rocket. Next, second one, in this B bit or second one, I think previously we have written first one. Now this is second point related to variable mass system, or no, second case is rocket variable mass system, means rocket propulsion we have taken. In that first point is over, second point B. Okay, velocity of rocket. Velocity of rocket at any instant. At any instant. V. Velocity of rocket at any instant. So already we know the thrust on the rocket. Thrust on rocket, F thrust. Just we derived minus Vr into dm by dt. Thrust on the rocket means mass into acceleration of the rocket. That is equal to minus Vr into dm by dt. Here Vr is constant. Here Vr is constant. That is the velocity of the hot gases with respect to rocket. That remains constant. Okay, Vr is the velocity of hot gases with respect to rocket. Velocity of hot gases with respect to rocket, that is constant for the given design of the rocket. Okay, so from this, A is equal to acceleration of the rocket is equal to Vr into dm by dt by m. A means dv by dt we can write now. Acceleration A can be written as dv by dt, which is equal to minus Vr by m into dm by dt. Dt cancel. So therefore dv is equal to minus Vr into dm by m. You write. This is equation 4. Shall I erase this one? Okay. Now dv is equal to minus vr into dm by m. dv is equal to minus vr into dm by m. Okay, here now you see, so before this you write like this, thrust on the rocket, we got this one. Okay, you write like this first. Here whenever the rocket is moving, you see, suppose this is the rocket. It is the motion of the rocket. Thrust on the rocket is in upward direction. Thrust. F thrust is in upward direction. Okay. The weight of the entire rocket, not hard gases, weight of the entire rocket. Suppose the mass of the rocket at any instant of time is say m, then weight of the rocket is mg downwards. This is the weight of the rocket. It is not, it is considerable. Weight of the hard gases is negligible. So weight of the rocket is mg. Thrust acts on the rocket is F thrust upwards. Therefore, net force acts on the rocket upwards. F net. Net force acts on the rocket is equal to F thrust minus mg. Therefore, F net means mass of the rocket into acceleration. That is equal to F thrust means minus Vr into dm by dt minus m into z. Therefore, A is equal to minus Vr into Vr by m into dm by dt minus m. Of course, m cancel. M cancel here. M cancel. Therefore, minus z. A can be written as A is equal to dv by dt, rate of change in velocity of the rocket, which is equal to minus Vr by m into dm by dt minus z. Or dv is equal to, you do cross multiplication with dt, then minus Vr into dm by m minus gt we can write. To obtain the velocity of the rocket at any time, you do integration. So integral dv is equal to integral minus Vr dm by m minus gt. Okay. So therefore integral dv is equal to integral, you split them, integral minus Vr into dm by m integral minus integral of gt. G into dt, no? It is g into dt, because with dt we have to multiply dt. So dt. G into dt. G into dt. Okay. Now you substitute the limits at t is equal to 0. Suppose at t is equal to 0, if the initial velocity of the rocket is 0, if it starts from rest, then velocity is 0, we have to write. At t is equal to 0, if the initial velocity of the rocket u is equal to v naught, or u only, initial velocity of the rocket u, say, initial velocity of the rocket u, initial velocity. Then at t is equal to 0, initial velocity of the rocket is u, and initial mass of the rocket at t is equal to 0 before it starts motion, that is say m naught. After any time t, the mass of the rocket becomes say m, because after some time t, some mass of the hard gases ejects out. The remaining mass of the rocket is m. In this mass m, the mass of the rocket alone plus mass of the fuel together are there in m. After any time t, suppose the velocity of the rocket is say v, you write v. Integral dv means v, limits u to v is equal to minus vr, you write outside. Integral dm by m means we can write ln m now, limits m naught to m minus z into t. When you substitute limits, you will get gt only. So first upper limit, before substituting lower limit, you had to substitute minus u is equal to minus vr into, first you substitute upper limit ln m. When you substitute lower limit, you put minus sign, minus ln, instead of m you substitute m naught. Okay, minus z into t. When you substitute lower limit, it becomes 0. So v is equal to u, you bring this u to right, then u minus vr into ln m. Okay, you write like this. Now you write this minus, you bring this minus inside the bracket, then it becomes plus, it becomes minus, then you write that one plus vr into ln m naught minus ln m, you will get, okay, minus gt. Therefore velocity of the rocket at any instant of time is equal to u minus gt plus vr into ln m naught minus, of course, vr you keep in brackets. Ln m naught minus ln m can be written as ln m naught by m. Okay. This is the velocity of the rocket at any instant of time. If it is having initial velocity u, here m naught is the initial velocity of the rocket with fuel. It is the mass of the, m naught is the initial mass of the rocket with fuel at t is equal to 0, and m is the mass of the rocket with fuel remained at a time t seconds. At a time t seconds. Okay. So this is the formula for velocity of the rocket at any instant of time. Okay. Now from this, burnt out speed we have to find. Burnt out speed. Burnt out speed means maximum speed that can be acquired by the rocket. Burnt out speed. C, in the same rocket propulsion only, C, maximum speed or burnt out speed of rocket, VB. Maximum speed means as long as the hard gases ejects out, as long as the hard gases ejects out continuously with relative velocity VR with respect to rocket, continuously, as long as the hard gases comes out, thrust acts on the rocket. Whenever the thrust acts on the rocket accelerates. Whenever the rocket accelerates, the velocity goes on increase. Velocity goes on increase. When velocity goes on increase, then what is the burnt out speed or maximum speed means until the thrust acts on the rocket accelerates. Where up to what instant thrust acts on the rocket? Until the total fuel inside the rocket is exhausted. అంటే మనం తీసుకున్న ఫ్యూయల్ మొత్తం కూడా హార్డ్ గ్యాసెస్ గా మారి బయటకి ఎజెక్ట్ అయిపోయేంత వరకు థ్రస్ట్ పనిచేస్తూనే ఉంటుంది. కాబట్టి అప్ టు దట్ ద రాకెట్ యాక్సలరేట్స్ వెనెవర్ ద టోటల్ హార్డ్ గ్యాసెస్ ఆర్ ఎగ్జాస్టెడ్ ఇన్సైడ్ ద రాకెట్. అంటే రాకెట్ లో తీసుకున్న హార్డ్ గ్యాస్ అన్ని కూడా కంప్లీట్ గా అయిపోయినాయి, ఫ్యూయల్ మొత్తం ఎగ్జాస్ట్ అయిపోయింది, కన్జ్యూమ్ అయిపోయింది, ఇంకా ఫ్యూయల్ లేదు. అప్పుడు ఇంకా at that time whatever the velocity acquired, that is the maximum velocity of the rocket, which is called the burnt out speed of the rocket. Okay, here velocity of the rocket V is equal to maximum, which is called burnt out speed VB. It is the case whenever mass of the rocket remained. Mass of rocket, general formula is mass of the rocket M is equal to mass of the rocket plus mass of the fuel. But here mass of the fuel becomes 0 for maximum velocity. ఫ్యూయల్ మొత్తం ఎగ్జాస్ట్ అయిపోయింది కదా, ఆ టైంలో ఫ్యూయల్ మాస్ లేదు ఇంకా. అప్పుడు మాస్ ఆఫ్ ది రాకెట్ విత్ ఫ్యూయల్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు మాస్ ఆఫ్ ది రాకెట్ అలోన్ ఇన్ దిస్ ఫార్ములా. ఓకే, దేర్ఫోర్ instead of V, from this equation save I think 5, from 5 V is equal to VB, burnt out speed, that is equal to initial velocity minus GT plus VR ln m naught by m means mass of the rocket, we have to substitute mass of the rocket without fuel, we have to substitute. So this is the formula for burnt out speed. It is the formula for burnt out speed. Okay,